sign on the back and on the face that it cannot be switched in or out at any point during this routine, so watch close. But what I'm going to do is take this corner and just rip it off. You can see it's actually got a pretty gnarly edge right there. Watch the piece, watch the corner. All I need to do is touch them together just like this. You'll hear a pop as they begin to fuse. And now, no matter how hard I pull, that corner is being completely restored. The signature is still on the back, the signature is still on the front. Everything can be kept, everything can be examined, and if you want to learn how to do this trick in under 30 seconds, then all you need to do is just keep watching the video. What's up guys? I know there was supposed to be a live Sunday service today, but today is my actual birthday, the 28th of August, and I don't really like getting gifts, so instead of doing a live stream for you because I have plans, I figured I would do a tutorial as a present back to you. Thank you so much for making this year the literal best year of my life. I'm a year sober, my channel is blowing up thanks to all of you, and I just couldn't ask for anything more, so I want to give something back, and that's this tutorial. It's a super practical, like really clean and nice tournament sword card that I think a lot of you are going to actually go out and start to perform and work. So it's going to take about 30 seconds to make the gimmick, a couple of minutes to practice, and then you should go off and just start killing with it. Let's learn how to do this trick. One more thing, since it's my birthday, if you would like to win a free copy of my double disc DVD set called Odyssey, signed and sent to you wherever you are in the world, all you need to do is make sure you subscribe and comment anything you like down below. Happy birthday might be a good start, just if you can't think it. No, never mind. Okay, cool. This is the gimmick, in case you didn't guess already. I have just simply cut out a corner from a playing card and then torn one edge off that corner, but I tore the edge away from myself, and I'll tell you why that's important. If you tear a card towards yourself, you'll see there is no white edge here, okay? However, if you tear away from yourself, you'll see it has this nice white edge on this part of the card. That's the convincer, that's what makes this trick work. So all you need to do in under 30 seconds is tear forward a corner, cut out a card piece, and the very last piece, which should take you less than a second, is just stick on some double stick tape. You can see there it is there. Stick on some double stick tape and tap it against your chest or your clothes just to get rid of that super stickiness from it. That's the gimmick. I can make 10 of these in 5 minutes. Super easy to do. When you're ready to prepare, take a deck of cards and place the gimmick on top of a card, making sure the border matches as best as possible, just like that, and just touch it into place, all right? That's the entire setup for this trick. Now you're ready to perform. So, first thing you can do is riffle force this card. I cut it into the middle of the deck, keep a pinky break, I riffle down, say stop, I have the spec to say stop, and now what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to hand them this card, I'm going to push it out half its length, like this, and say what I want you to do is sign your name on the back of the card. And notice that gimmick is hidden, okay? It's hidden naturally in the deck. So, they're going to sign their name on the back of this card, like this, and then almost like an afterthought, I say, oh, do you know what, actually, sign the face too. And all I'm doing is literally, they can see this here, I'm tilting the deck up and having them sign the face. So they sign anything they want on the face of that card. What's really nice here is that convincer, if they feel like they've seen the entire card itself, because they've signed it, it feels fair. They see all these backs as normal, they sign their name there, they see this, they sign their name on the face. Now, I'm going to grab the corner of this card. Okay, so where the gimmick is, right there, I'm going to grab the corner and just sort of flash it front and back as I ditch the deck. Right now, this looks beyond clean, so I'm showing the card front and back. I let the face of the card sit for a while. As I do that, I make sure then that if my gimmick has become slightly misaligned, I can just position it perfectly, just as I'm talking to them, okay? And now begins the piece of magic. The cards are in my pocket, they're out of the way completely for the entirety of the effect. They see this signature front and back on the card. What I do is turn this card around to their face. With my left hand, I'm going to grip, and I'm going to grip on this edge here. And if I can, I'm going to use my ring finger to sort of sit along the line of this edge here, just to give it a bit of cover, okay? It's not imperative, it doesn't have to happen, but just if I can, I'm going to try and cover that a little bit, okay? And this happens, and I'm just going to line this back up. Mine lost its stick. I've been using this for about 3 hours. As this happens, as you come around, I'm just going to grip the card just to cover this area a little bit. As I do so, my right hand, is going to create a fair bit of cover. And what I mean is my fingers are just going to close together, meaning that what sort of happens behind you for the next few seconds is just going to be, I'm just not going to flash anything by accident. But what I'm going to do is this. If I show you, keeping hold of the gimmick on the card, I'm going to bend this corner back past the point of the tear. So you can see the tear, torn edge here. I'm going to bend this corner right back, like that, making sure that the tear, I can see the full card, right? So I don't want this corner only half folded, and then, because otherwise they'd see that, which doesn't really look that good. So I'm going to fold it past the point of the torn edge, all right? Tear, 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 like that. As I do that with my mouth, I'm making this sound, which is an incredible convincer that you're really tearing the card. That audible illusion, with them seeing that white paper curved torn edge, is more than enough to sell this effect to them, okay? So I come over, I bend that corner back. As I go, boom, okay? Now I don't really have a corner here, there's nothing there, but I do have this corner folded back, okay? So I want to make sure I'm not going to flash that too much on the side, but if you look, my angles are pretty great, all right? The only thing I do here is I try not to let any light create any shadows on this edge or this edge. So the way I do that is after I've torn the corner, like that, I hold it right at the top, right where they could see a misaligned border potentially if it was misaligned. But if I pinch it there, that looks good. Now the other edge is right here on this gimmick. If I tilt it back, you might see it, right? The same as if you've got this as like a flap card, this angle, you can see the edge. But at this angle, if I just realign that, you can't see any edge, right? That's sort of how flap cards work. So I just do the same thing, but on a horizontal plane. I just hold it here and tilt it forward. Now any shadow is gone. It's pretty cool. So I'm here, I'm tilting forward, I'm pretending to hold this piece. What's going to happen now is the restoration. I allow them to see this essentially full card with a really obvious tear on it for a moment. Then I say, watch the card, watch the torn corner, watch the torn piece. There's nothing here, but they just can't follow. There's too much happening. Now my hand is going to come over and cover this entire gimmick, okay? As it does that, and I'm going to try and show you the exposed view, it's going to cover this entire gimmick. From the inside angle, I'm going to place my hand over here. My left hand is going to reposition and bend this card back and allow my middle finger to get in between, all right? And it does that to push the gimmick into my fingers, okay? So at speed, here, watch the piece. I'm going to come over like this. But of course, that doesn't look very good. I also need to unbend this corner, all right? So I'm here. At the same time, watch the piece. I'm going to come over, try and show you an exposed view. Come over. This hand is going to place the gimmick in my fingers, and I'm going to unbend that corner like this, all right? Now I have this piece gripped in my fingers. Make sure not to spread them too wide or you'll expose it. But I have it in my fingers. Like that. I can now start to pull away and show the corner has restored. At this point, you can do two things. You can either immediately hand the card out, and as you do that, you're going to just drop this hand casually and stick this corner piece onto the back of your trousers. Or you can do like an ultra clean display, which is you come away, and again, the piece is hidden in my hand. You can come away and then place the piece behind the card. And as you do so, you can show your hand empty, and then hand this card out to be kept. And watch what happens here. So from this point, this looks really clean, but watch. We're going to restore the piece. Watch the piece. We're going to restore it onto the card just like this. Just like that. You can see that piece is completely restored onto the card, right? Which looks great. It looks great. But here's the fun part. As long as you can do this with your hand, as long as you can do this with your hand, you can do this ditch. Because I'm going to do a 1, 2. The piece sticks to my thumb thanks to the double stick tape. The piece sticks to my thumb. I keep my fingers like this so they just cover the piece. I hand the card out. Look what happens. As the spectator takes the card, look, I can place my one hand up here. This looks very clean. I say, what? You take the card. The spectator takes the card from my fingers. I just keep my fingers together. That's all I have to do. Naturally, the piece is just going to stick to my thumb. Now I come down. I'm saying, take the card. I don't want to touch it. My hand, they pull the card from my hand swings back naturally, sticks the piece to the back of my trousers, and now it's just impossible. There's just no way for this to happen. It's super duper practical. The best part is, if you want to reset, all you need to do is grab another card, grab the piece from the back of your trousers, stick it back in position, just like that. Make sure it looks a bit neater than mine. Place it back in the deck, you're good. That is the actual reset. Ready? Watch. Done. That's the reset. Make sure it's aligned. You're good to go. And you can repeat this all night. This piece and this sticky tape, I've been using all afternoon for a good 3 hours. It's still got its stick. It's not as sticky as it was. So if you want to, you can prepare 2 or 3 pieces for a gig. But that's it. That's the entire reset. Now you're good to go. And you can do this all day, all night, as many times as you want. That's it. It's ultra practical. I love that they get the souvenir and the memory of this card just very simply being signed on the front, signed on the back, torn, restored, not like a magician way of folding it in quarters and doing anything suspicious. Very simply torn, restored, and they keep it, signed both sides. They have the evidence, they have the memory, and it's ultra practical from your point of view. So I really hope you guys go out, start performing with it, start slaying with it. And remember, if you do want to win my DVD disc set Odyssey, I'm giving this away because it's my birthday today, then all you need to do is hit that subscribe button, comment anything you like down below. The funnier, the better. I will choose somebody by next Sunday in the live stream from the comment section. I will send this to you for free anywhere you are in the world. Have a great weekend in the UK here. Right now it's a bank holiday, so enjoy the rest of the bank holiday weekend. I will see you all next Tuesday, this Tuesday, for another Tutorial Tuesday. Peace.